Good evening, YouTube. It's your boy REALRICCILUCA, and welcome to another video. So today we're gonna continue on to our lesson number 2, where I pretty much just drop a little bit of game for you guys, for those that are about to embark on this journey of trying to create their own business, or trying to go after their dreams or pursue their mission. I just want to talk to you guys, so let's get started with lesson number 2. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in with lesson number 1 if you did. That being said, today's lesson starts with dealing with people's opinions. Dealing with people's opinions when it comes to embarking on your own journey can be a very dangerous thing at first, but later on can grow into becoming something beautiful. Excuse me, and here's what I mean by this. When you're dealing with people's opinions at first, mentally it will hold you back, because you will be so focused on what the next person thinks, you will not be authentic with your own self, with your own voice, with your own plans. Your mission will become calculated, and it's no longer what it once was. So that genius plan that you once had put together, it's no longer that. It's now somebody else's mixed with yours, and it doesn't even fit together anymore. Like it's not put together the way that it used to be, because you tried to take somebody else's input and you thought that that person's opinion was going to be everybody's opinion, right? And you might be saying, well, how might that hold me back? Well, when you understand that you're the only person that's holding that vision, that was given that vision, clearly if you found interest in it, somebody else has to find interest in it. It's not a matter of you being the only one. Somebody has to find interest in that, right? And this will hold you back, because you'll be so focused on seeking validation, you won't take action, right? Now we can flip the script. Dealing with people's opinions later on, after you've already started, after you've already taken action, after you've already grown to become an authentic version of yourself who will do what makes sense to you, then you can start forming people's opinions. Then you can start listening, because it's no longer going to dictate whether or not you make a decision for yourself. It's only going to aid in whether it makes sense to move forward with a decision a certain way. You can calculate your decision your way, right? So now you might be like, okay, how can we apply this into business? The perfect example, right? Those that are in the labor industry. When you're graduating high school and you have the choice to pick between college and you have the choice to pick between trade school or trying to join YouTube, everybody's gonna tell you, no, only this way works, only that way works. They're so adamant about their plan being the one way that works, because they're teaching the only thing that knows, right? And so your plan might be something genius that might create the new Amazon, that might create the new Google. You know what I mean? And you're holding yourself back from going because you want security. You don't want to take a risk. You think, hey, I should go to college and I should get that liberal arts degree. What the fuck are you gonna do with a liberal arts degree? No disrespect to those with a liberal arts degree, but typically those with liberal arts degrees, they have a plan for themselves way bigger than that liberal arts degree. A lot of them just went to school just to go to school, but if you really sit down and talk to them, they're probably some of the most intellectual people you'll meet, and they actually pursue something, but they're just doing it just to do it. You can do that without going to school. Let me just make myself clear, and I'm not taking credit for everybody being smart. I'm just saying the few that I've met, yes. But where I'm getting at is, you have the opportunity to make something of yourself, right? You got people that go into the trade industry. They start learning how to weld. They start learning how to do HVAC. They start learning how to do plumbing and how to become an electrician. You're an apprentice. Okay, now financially, you might be ahead of those people in college. And if you would have took their advice, you would have still been in their situation, right? Now financially you're ahead, but you're at another limit. You're still a worker. You're in the same position as any other employee. What's next, right? You can't take advice from another worker that isn't wired like you. You can't take advice from somebody that's not in your position unless they've witnessed somebody that's in your position, right? So you have to be very careful with the advice that you take. That being said, when you get in, you want to study, you want to learn, you want to master the industry, you want to become the best at what you do, so that in the future, should you want to create something like that, you can now replicate it and teach the steps to somebody else to do it for you. And then that goes from the last episode, rather than having to sacrifice your time for it, you can now pay somebody else to do the things that they never knew how to do. And because you have the knowledge, you teach them and they replace you in return for it. It's a transaction, right? That leads me to my next topic for the evening. In business, you have to give something in order to get something you need. Transactions are healthy, the same way ups and downs are healthy. Being used, a lot of people play that term as a victim. Being used is a normal and beautiful thing, as long as both parties benefit from it in one way, shape, or form. If the other person is lacking, it will be problematic. If the person does not feel like they are lacking from that transaction, it is completely fine. Whether you're trading off game, whether you're trading off making them feel better for giving back to the community, as long as there is a transaction where both parties benefit from it, the transaction is healthy, right? So now, understanding this, if you are, and I'm not big into social media, I'm just now getting into this. If you're a social influencer or aspiring social influencer and you want to become famous for something, let me make myself exclusively clear. If you go and you network with these other influencers, 9 times out of 10, because they have a image that they created for themselves and they see themselves as higher than, I've heard oftentimes where a lot of people feel like they can't go up and talk to these people. That's because you worship and you idolize them. These are regular people. I don't care if somebody has 1 million followers, 2 mil, 5 mil. I don't care if they have 50K. You're a regular person to me. And until I sit down and have a conversation with you to see if you have valuable intellect that aligns with what I have, I'm not going to put myself in that position. If I feel like you have knowledge that I can learn from and put myself in the right direction, then I can look at you as a man and I can look forward to speaking with you. But until I get to you face to face and I see what kind of principles you operate on, you have no valuable entity within my life. You hold nothing valuable. I don't care what numbers you have on a screen. I don't care how many likes or viral videos you have. It means nothing. Right? That being said, fortunately, if I were to come across any of them, right, it just so happens that I'm on the verge of working on another company, and for those people, they're probably looking for how they can turn that social community into a proper business, and I would be able to teach them. So that would be that healthy transaction. They can provide me knowledge that they don't have, and I can provide them knowledge that I have, right? That's a healthy transaction. So you need to find out what you are good at that you can market and brand yourself with in any room you go in. This is who I am. This is what I'm valuable at. This is what I'm good at, and I can make something out of myself with this. This isn't a permanent stamp on your forehead and says this is all I am. No, this is who somebody can utilize now while I can get ahead in life. You have to be able to make transactions. You don't ever want to be the smartest man in the room. You want to master being a student. The moment you can master being a student, recognize where you're good at, recognize where you're lacking, and find somebody that is in the position that you want to be in and follow behind that, right? Learn it, master it, move on to the next. I'm talking about something that takes a years full of journeys just to get somewhere. Excuse me. If I'm talking a little fast for you guys, it's because it's 12 in the afternoon. I record my videos at night, and normally I record the audios at night too, but I just had to get this off my chest, so I did want you guys to, just hear this. Before I conclude this video, I'm gonna move on to the next topic, right? You cannot get ahead without taking a chance. If you cannot mentally come to terms with taking an accumulation of losses to build long-term wins, you do not have what it takes to play this game. Don't even start it. Do what everybody else is telling you. Go to school, go get that job, and help somebody else that understands this game. It's not for you. It's not because I don't love you. It's not that I don't care for you. It's not that I'm doubting you. You're just at the moment not mentally prepared for it. It takes time. It takes conviction. It takes patience. Right? If you're focused on the outcomes so much that you become obsessed with the process of getting there, to the point where obstacles and adversity are mere inconveniences to aid in your journey of learning how to get to the end goal, you have what it takes. Because you want something so bad, you're willing to go through any obstacle and still admire the fact that you got to go through that obstacle to get there. If you feel like mentally that's where you at, you're gonna make it. Stay patient, stay focused, stay consistent, and just like the last video, if you need a community of high-level entrepreneurs and individuals that are wired just like you, click the link down below and let's talk. I have a Discord server with the tightest business partners of mine. It's not even the biggest community yet. It's just me and my people. And some other individuals that benefit from the game that I provide them. So if you need somewhere to start, or this video was enough, leave this video a like, comment down below if you benefited from this, and you guys have a good evening. Take care.